Herr Professor. Professor Nietzsche. Friedrich. Take the pain. Take the pain in. You will feel better.
Help me.
That much chloral is a poison. On the sleep inducer, you could have died.
Oh, living, dying, who cares? I shall be in your office tomorrow, is what I owe. Before my train leaves for Basel.
Basel?
Yes.
Surely not. Not until this crisis is over.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
You know, part of me holds some strange hope that by helping this bizarre creature overcome his own suffering, I might defeat my own.
Defeat your suffering? You're the envy of every doctor in Vienna.
One feels things at 40 that one cannot possibly know at 25. I must stop him from leaving. I must be away.
Perhaps if you had fully disclosed yourself to Nietzsche, you might have engaged him. Once you gain his trust, he might open up like a steamed clam.
I think I know a way, Ziggy. I think I know a way.
Your documents and receipt, Herr Professor. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Professor Nietzsche, may I have a word before you leave? I have a proposition to make, Professor. Perhaps never before made by a doctor to his patient. I propose a professional exchange. For 1 month, I will act as physician to your body, if you will act as physician to my mind.
What do you mean? That you doctor me and I teach you philosophy?
No. Not teach me. Heal me.
Of what?
Despair.
I see no despair.
Not on the surface, but underneath. My mind is invaded by alien thoughts. I've lost sight of why I live. I'm terrified of death, yet I often think of ending my life.
And I cannot help you with this. I have no training.
Who is trained? Such healing is not a part of the medical discipline.
What do I know of this?
You know more than any man alive. Aren't your books entire treatises on despair?
I can't cure despair. I only know how to tolerate it.
Then teach me how to tolerate a life of despair. You write that your mission is to save humankind from illusion and aimlessness, to create a new code of behavior, a new morality free of superstition. It's all there in your books. This is my offer. You enter my clinic for 30 days. I will observe and treat your medical illness daily. In return, you become my physician and help me talk about my life's concerns.
Look, I'm indebted to you. More than any man. You saved my life. I'm just a writer. I'm not a doctor.
You can pay your debt by saving my life, the way I saved yours.
So what? I do this for you to relieve my debt?
My motivation is entirely self-serving. I want to save my life. But are you strong enough to do this? I will persuade him that he is the only one who can help me.
And then what?
Then I will reverse the roles. He will once again be the patient, and I will be the physician.
And what happens when Nietzsche turns to you to cure his despair?
Ziggy, I'm convinced there's something healing in unburdening. Look at the Catholics. Their priests have been offering confessions for centuries. Nietzsche is a solitary man. Yet a few nights ago, he opened up to me. A real plea for help.
Help me.
What you saw in his unconscious desires. Those that, if they were liberated, could scream for help in daylight.
The goal of my talking cure is to liberate those buried desires, to allow the patient to ask for help openly.
But is liberation the right term? Isn't it integration that we are after?
Integration of the unconscious with the conscious. Yes. Yes, Sigmund. Very good.
Take a seat. Remove your stethoscope. And your coat as well. I made a list of your complaints. 1, you have a general unhappiness. 2, you are besieged by alien thoughts. 3, self-hatred. 4, fear of aging. 5, fear of death. 6, urges towards suicide. Anything else?
I feel completely remote and distant from my wife. Trapped in a world not of my own choosing.
And is that one more problem now? Or 2?
Now you make me feel uncomfortable.
It is my task to make you feel comfortless.
No, Professor, your approach is all wrong.
Mr. Breuer, we made an agreement here.
Mr. Breuer?
Do you want us to proceed, Mr. Breuer? You mentioned your wife last, which tells me it begins there. What initiated this change in your feelings toward her?
Two years ago, I took on the case of a young woman, this patient. I gave her the pseudonym Anna O. Suffers from what we doctors call hysterical behavior. Try to relax. Try to stay calm. During our daily meetings, she opened up to me, shared the details of every disturbing event of the last 24 hours. She called these confessions. chimney sweeping. I prefer to call it the talking cure. Unfortunately, the course of treatment was terminated by its insane ending.
How?
I fell in love with my patient. She and her mother were friendly with my wife.
Berta? What's wrong? Stop it, Berta. What's
I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with your husband's baby.
Berta?
Here comes Dr. Moyer's little baby.
It was a delirium speaking, of course, her illness. But my wife forbade me to see her again.
What did you do?
I'm sorry, my dear. I cannot be your doctor anymore.
But I've done nothing wrong.
Of course you haven't. I will refer you to a colleague of mine. He will take good care of you.
Please don't let me go. Please.
I have no choice.
You will always be the only man in my life. Always.
Can you imagine how terrible it was to hear those words? They were evidence of the damage I had done. I left her weakened, crippled.
You are responsible for all of your thoughts and deeds. But she, by virtue of this so-called illness, she is exonerated from everything. Who has damaged whom? Who has weakened whom? Doesn't this cripple Bertha, as you call her, have greater power over you?
An excellent beginning. He even developed a list of my problems.
Breuer is a curious mix, intelligent yet blind, sincere but devious.
Let him continue to think that this is what we are doing.
He is possessed by a woman who shreds him to pieces, and he licks her bloody fangs. I love it, Joseph.
What do you love, Freddy?
Tchaikovsky.
Why?
Swan Lake! Joseph, look! We're running out of time! Backwards! I'm running out of time! Faster, Joseph! Pedal faster!
Take me, Joseph. Take me.
Don't wear your shackles! Sticks and stones may break my bones, but death will never hurt me!
I feared that after yesterday's confessions, you would think less of me.
Do not worry about what others think of you.
I suspect you find sex disagreeable.
I do not object to sex. What I hate is the man who begs for it, who surrenders himself to some crafty woman, who turns his lust into her strength.
Lust is part of life.
And nothing must interfere with the development of the hero which is inside you. And if lust stands in the way, lust must be overcome.
Be more practical. All you give me are quotes from your books, philosophy.
First time I've attempted to put my philosophy into practical use. Choose between comfort, and the truth.
Are they mutually exclusive?
You want to choose the pleasure of growth, prepare yourself for some pain. You want less pain? Shrink. Go. Be part of the herd. Look at this tree. Requires stormy weather. If it is to attain its proud height, creativity and discovery, but begotten in pain.
I wish for simple things. To sleep without nightmares. To live without tension.
Lie down.
Why?
It's the best inducement for recalling memories. Lie down, please. Close your eyes. Let us imagine an icy mountain peak. And we see this little man trudging to the top. He's looking into the horror of his existence. He's encountering time's devouring jaws. But he sees too much. His insignificance, this mere little speck that he is. And now his fear becomes so raw that he welcomes lust into his mind. And he stops looking into this chasm. And he begins to spend his time recollecting these miracles, as how his little crippled Bertha moves her legs, her lips, and her arms, and her breast. And his mind, which was built for the noblest of ideas, becomes clogged now with trash. And that is how he is today. He is just rummaging through the rubbish of Bertha, as if it contained the answer to his prayers. Well, what do you think of this man? Joseph, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Talk to me, Joseph. This is my way. Where is yours?
He asked you to lie on the couch. Why?
He said it was the best way for recalling memories.
Interesting.
He is honoring his contract, but offers no support. My confessions have failed to produce even the slightest admission of his own obsession.
Is your frustration rooted in your competition with him?
Not at all. I'm a physician, Sigi. I do not meet with my patient for my pleasure.
With Joseph, I've read his books. He has more penetrating knowledge of mankind than any other person. I think he may be perhaps the greatest psychologist who has ever lived. You can best help him by letting him help you.
Joseph?
Joseph. It's after midnight. Are you coming to bed?
Soon.
Where is my wife?
Your wife is in the house.
Matilda! Matilda!
You'll always be the only man in my life. Always.
You'll never regret it, Joseph. Never. You will never regret it, Joseph. Never.
I feel healthy. I wish to waste none of our precious time on these physical exams.
Before we begin, the last time we met, you called me Joseph. I like that. Should we use first names? Friedrich or Fritz?
Friedrich?
My best friend at school was called Friedrich. He used to call me the lad of infinite promise.
What happened to the lad?
He became a successful doctor, and respected, and rich.
Then you have fulfilled your goals. You are satisfied?
I have fulfilled my goals, yes. Am I satisfied? No.
How did you choose your goals? No, don't think, just chimney sweep.
Goals are part of my culture. They're in the air, you breathe them in. Like every young Jewish boy, I wanted to climb out of the ghetto to succeed. My father was the great teacher of my life.
No, Papa.
No, Joseph. I won't encourage bad habits.
No, I never chose goals. They were just there, like an accident.
And yet not to take possession of your goals is just that. To let your life be an accident. What is wrong, Joseph?
I've had a sudden and very painful understanding of the obvious. Time is irreversible. The sands of my life are running out. I'm in lockstep with all people marching towards my death.
So you see clear vision as a wound.
Knowing that as my death approaches, I'm impotent and insignificant, yes.
Does not mean existence has no purpose. On the contrary, as death creeps closer, the value of life increases. You must learn to say yes, Joseph, but say yes to every minute of life. Huh? Be passionate. Be a free-thinking spirit. Rise above your limitations. Huh? Be the Ubermensch. Please.
Please, Fräulein, will you take a seat? The Russian is here.
Let her wait.
Good afternoon, Frau Pettig. Please take a seat. Herr Schubert, hello. Please take a seat. The doctor will be with you shortly. Please understand, I'm very sorry. Please, the doctor's busy. Seat. Frau Pettig, the doctor can see you now.
What a pleasure. I had forgotten.
Then look more carefully this time.
I'm distressed at having so little time to offer you.
The price of success, Dr. Breuer.